Hi everyone. So a panic attack. What is a panic attack and how does it come about and what can we do about it? So in a recent video talking about breathing, Isabel that works for us said, that's really interesting actually. I think we should talk about what is a panic attack. So I thought, okay, well that won't take long to describe. So a panic attack is a normal physiological response, and I think that's worth making a point of because for somebody experiencing a panic attack, it can seem so utterly out of this world, overwhelming, and often people say, I feel like I'm going to die. And it really is a very, very unpleasant experience. In fact, a lot of people who go in complaining of chest pain, if they're not having a heart attack, the next most common reason why people present to A&E departments is they're having a panic attack, but they would swear that they're having a heart attack. So it really has a very profound physiological response. So what is a panic attack? Well, in response to breathing, we breathe in, predominantly to gain oxygen. We then burn up that oxygen as a process of using muscle action and the processes of keeping the body alive. And as a byproduct of that, rather like petrol going into a car and exhaust coming out, the exhaust is carbon dioxide. We still breathe out oxygen as well, but the ratio of oxygen to carbon dioxide varies. Now, if we are exercising and producing a lot of carbon dioxide, we need to eliminate a lot of carbon dioxide. But if we are not exercising, but blowing off a lot of carbon dioxide, then that is very important in regulating the nervous system and its response back down into the body. So in fact, it's more sensitive to carbon dioxide than it is to oxygen. So if we blow off too much carbon dioxide because we're simply over breathing, then we start to feel very unwell and that can manifest as tingling in the fingers. It can be a tingling and buzzing in the lips. We can feel hot and flushed. We can feel clammy. We can feel our heart racing and pounding in our chest. We might be breathing very, very quickly. We might feel disorientated. We might feel very darty in our eyes. We might feel threatened. And that's why it's called a panic attack, because we feel panic-stricken. And it is simply something is making us overbreathe. Now, why? Well, usually that's where some kind of traumatic response happens and the body feels a threat. So for example, if we witnessed a terrible accident, we might be overwhelmed and if we weren't used to maybe seeing nasty car accidents as paramedics have to do all the time, perhaps if this was our first time that we saw something nasty, we might think, oh my goodness me, it affects our nervous system with emotions. If those emotions are overwhelming to the nervous system and we can't regulate them and it's too much for us, then we may start to have a fear, fight, flight response, which I talk about a great deal. The body will then believe that it needs to take action, run, fight, do something. But here we are, stationary, not moving. So we've got all of the same responses of having to run away from some tiger chasing us across the Serengeti, but we're just sitting still. So we're going to think that we're going to be running, creating waste products from our muscles and needing to oxygenate those muscles, but we're not. So it is simply the emotional response in creating an effect in the respiratory system, which then changes the gases in the body, which then has the effect in making us feel very unwell. Which is why you hear often the brown paper bag idea that what we do is we're rebreathing then the same set of gases, and so we change the oxygen and carbon dioxide ratio of the air that we're rebreathing back in. That is one way in which we can do it. The other is to just be more centered and to realize what's happening and to be able to control our breathing, reorientate, and there are other tools which I can share, which are beyond breathing, to reorientate ourselves in the space to come out of panic and normalize. For anybody who does experience panic attacks out there, I do understand how horrible it can feel. But the reassuring thing that I want to say to anybody that suffers them a great deal is, whilst you might feel you might die, I promise you, you will not die from having a panic attack. Okay? The worst thing that will happen is that you will simply black out and you will faint and you will come to and think, oh my goodness me, what just happened? And you are not going to die from a panic attack, however appalling it might make you feel. And I hope that offers some reassurance. Anyway, thank you again for listening, and watch out for the next video. And remember to like, subscribe, share, do whatever you want to do with this video. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.